ball from the backfield or in the slot position where they were. Everyone on the offense is a threat, to be a receiving threat on the field.
Moorhead slicing and dicing in this first drive. Ball inside the 30 to the 25. Handoff is to Obey up the middle. He works through and gets torn down after a gain of roughly 5 yards. So Obey, good start for him on this first drive.
Yeah, he's going. And again, if you are the defense, this is a critical time here to just, again, maintain your keys. The first downs, I'm not overly concerned with, but again, locking down, second down and third down. Be in good shape there if you're the Badgers.
And keeping yourself ahead of the sticks, too, is important. So that positive momentum on offense. 2nd and 5. Obey in motion, going to line up on the left hip of Moorhead. He'll hand off. Obey working right side, lowering his shoulder, trying to just blitz through that defense. Gets down inside the 15, down to about the 14, and that should be enough for a first down.
Credit again to this offensive line, setting that up there. It was a great seal block there. I believe Valentino was able to get that seal block there, and he, my goodness, you get that, and you already have a great running attack, you're going to be on the move like they are right now.
Well, again, offensive coordinator couldn't draw a better script. 3 rushes, 3 passes in this opening drive for the Hawks, and they've been able to move down the field here. Great starting field position, taking advantage of it. 1st and 10 on the 13. Moorhead looking to pass, throw. That one's caught right. Again, working left side, right, cuts through, back in, and gets nearly close to the end line, but gets down to about the 2. And that should be another first down now and goal for the Hawks on a great throw and catch there by Moorhead to right.
And Kyle, you see it here with Moorhead, because he's so tall and against efficient passing, a lot of his sharp passes, the velocity of the ball goes downwards to right. So the balls, even on the side, are landing in the grip of his receivers.
1st and goal from the 2. Moorhead turns, hands, Obey, puts his shoulder down, puts the ball out, and gets in. Kene Obey with his first rushing touchdown to the Knights. And with that, the Hawks take an early 6-0 lead.
Just driving right down the field, even after the mishap on the punt, you had short field, and that is the one thing you do not want to give this Hawks team. And off to a good start.
Gonna line up the extra point now. It's a great job by Obey to keep pushing through to AA. He was stopped initially, but you've seen that a lot with some of these running backs in the CVC. They're just taught well. They just move their feet solid and get into the end zone. His extra point is up, and it is good. 6:55 to go in this first quarter. Hawkins strikes first, 7-0 here on CVC TV. Of course, this gives you a chance to tell you about our presenting sponsor for CVC TV. It's the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They handle everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. Also, our friends over at Greeny Sports Cards, the largest producer of sports card trading shows in Northeast Ohio with 5 locations, and guess what? They're growing. Their next show, September 6th, mark your calendars at the Kirtland Senior Center. You can see all their shows at greenysportscards.com. That's greenysportscards.com. Great start, AA, for the Hawks.
Very impressive.
Defensively, held it down. They got the stop, punt ball. They kept the ball, which is important on the punt return there after it was muffed a little bit, and go right down the field, get 7 points.
And you see, too, like Tommy Wright was one of the other guys who was an impact player on that drive. Such a slasher. You got athletes, once they get the football, they know what to do with it.
Ball punt away, and Berkshire gets their second opportunity. Here comes Miller. Takes it from inside the 10-yard line. Miller turns upfield and gets a solid return up near the 30, and that's where the Badgers will start their second drive. A tough opening start for Berkshire AA, and that's mainly because of Kene Obey with that tackle for loss. Put him behind the sticks right from the beginning on that first play.
Yeah, not even a chance to recover either, Kyle. Like, just to be that far severely behind the sticks, you know, and that can be demoralizing if you're an offense. Like, you have a good play call, and then A second later, boom, you lost 6 yards. Like, that is demoralizing.
You definitely don't want to move backwards, especially early on in the game. You want to build momentum from the jump, and now Berkshire finds himself behind. Handoff, Miller inside. He gets swallowed up by a host of tacklers, and one of them, you guessed it, number 76, Brendan Healy was in there. And I'll tell you what, that front group in general for Hawken just playing great football to start this game.
Yeah, Healy again, one of the 3 captains on this Hawks team, and you know, defensively, my goodness.
Seems like he's in the backfield every play at this point. Second down at about 12.
And that's been the story, Kyle, of this early game, of this game so far.
The Badgers have an answer. Barsikowski rolling, gonna throw, sidearm sling. That one's caught, stud on the outside, just past the 30, maybe to the 31 or 2. We'll see where the referee marks him. He's got to rub out an ouchie, but I think it's down to the 31-yard line. He got some contact down there, the referee did.
Yeah, got a little roughed up there. Ref did. They're checking in, just make sure he's good.
So third down and about 9. There's a gain of 3 on the play. Stud has both catches from Barsikowski in this first quarter. 5.5 to go in this first frame. Miller going to switch to the left hip now. His senior lefty quarterback. Barsikowski looking, going to throw. It's up, it's still over the head of his intended receiver and incomplete. Looking for Stutt on the near sideline, I should say, and that's going to bring up 4th and long again in the punt unit. I don't think Hawken could have driven a better start on defense to this point.
No, and it starts up front. I mean, everything, like Barkowski, he has to rush everything. I mean, you had an open receiver there, but not able to get the exact timing that you want. The action up front prevented the first down.
So it's going to be Roman Persick punting the ball away. He will hit this one near the near sideline. It's going to go out of bounds around the 45-yard line. We'll see where the referee officially marks this one out. Wow, they're going to mark him out here at the 42, where the ball, they say, went out. Yes, that ball was closer to midfield, but nevertheless, around the same starting field position in drive number 2 is drive number 1 for the Hawks here, AA.
Yeah, that's a bit of a concern, obviously, if you're a Badger fan. Hawk fans, obviously, this is what you want. You want a short field to be able to go right down the field and progress. Now, these first downs are so critical because there was a few of these first downs in the first drive that went for 4, 5, 6 yards a pop. So you got to limit the 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4s. Even if they gain only 2 or 3 yards, that would be progress for this defense.
Well, Moorhead had a great opening drive, 3 for 4, 34 yards. Obe had the rushing touchdown. And currently they hold a 7-0 lead to the home Hawks here. It'll be a handoff in motion. Look at the breakthrough on the right side, cutting back across the 40, near the 35-yard line. What a move on the inside there by Mitch Greenberg. And AA, you mentioned Greenberg was one of those guys. We call his name, and there it is. Huge run for Greenberg.
And one of his teammates had a monster block, too, to really open things up for Greenberg. And, again, major success in this game so far on first down for the Hawks.
Ends up being a 20-yard end around there. A solid move of the chains. And once again, the Hawks find themselves in Badgers territory early in this first quarter. Obe, handoff, inside, spins through, still on his feet. Rumbling through past the 30 down to the 28-yard line, near a first down.
And I think it's safe to say, yards after contact on that play, probably 8 yards. Because it was contact near the line of scrimmage, but a couple broken tackles later, this man can move and his strides is on point.
I'll tell you what, 2nd and short. Again, Hawken just able to find exactly what they've been looking for on both sides of the football in this first frame. It's almost looking eerily similar to last year, AA. 34-7 was the score. Hawken got that win on a sunny Saturday. Pitch off, there's Obe. He breaks through, he's got a lot of room. Obe cuts left side, tries to cut back in towards the field. Got near the pylon, just short. A huge pitch and catch. Obe gets down to about the 4-yard line.
You have to account for everybody on the field, and again, he was just there alone in the flat, and Big body. If I'm a defender, obviously, I'm gonna go make the play. But you see the big body's like, I don't know if I want to go tackle him in the open space.
All about angles, man. All about angles. Need those, especially when trying to tackle that.
And then he embraced the contact, and he finally got the contact. He lowered his shoulder.
Well, the craziest thing is when you see someone cut back into the field. They're not trying to get out of bounds. They want every yard, maybe to try scores. Where I get a hand. Greenberg, left side. He's in. It worked before. It worked again. 4 yards on the end around for Mitch Greenberg. He's in for 6, and Hawken dominant to start this first quarter now, up 13-0.
And the Hawks are winning every battle up front is on both sides of the ball in terms of blocks. Getting those pickup trap blocks. Every matchup so far, they're winning.
Shows on the scoreboard to this point. They did not start with the ball in this first quarter as the extra point is up, and it is good. And now the score with 3:20 to go in this first frame. It was wide.
Yeah.
Oh, it was wide. All right. It looked good.
It did. From our angle, it looked good.
Well, I'll tell you what.
The official was like, nah, not today.
Nevertheless, score stays then 13-0, 3:20 to go here in this first quarter. Hey, transform your property with a fence from R&T Fence Company, family owned for over 36 years. They provide top-notch fence installation services across Northeast Ohio, specializing in residential and commercial, industrial fencing. That's included too. They offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate, or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at R&T Fence to deliver quality and professionalism. That's rtfence.com, your fencing solution.
You almost wonder, Kyle, if you're Berkshire at this point, like offensively, can you get some kind of quick screen? Can you get some kind of high percentage play early where the ball can get out of the quarterback's hands quickly? Because right now you got to somehow, or even a counter, because there's so much speed on this Hawks defense.
Just want to try and get a first down if you're the Badgers at this point. Is that return got past the 25. It was Miller on the far sideline who got near the 30 again, and that's where the Badgers will start off and just have not been able to really get much going on the offensive end so far as Berkshire.
They got to account for Hawken's speed. The only way you do that you can efficiently do that, at least early on, maybe a counter will be effective at this point, somehow, some way. Create some kind of misdirection.
Yeah, but the speed, though, of the Hawks has been impressive on the defensive end. Boy, I don't know what the answer is right now. I'm glad I'm not paid to be able to have to try and answer that question at this point.
Well, again, continue to be aggressive and go.
Marsikowski throwing that side. There you go. Positive gain out of bounds. Gave about 5 to 6 yards.
And that's good. Utilize again kind of the, play action, things like that. Get some positive plays. Get some positive high percentage plays.
Senior Brady Wadsworth, the tight end on that catch. There's a handoff. Miller. Oh, he's going to get swarmed. There's a flag that comes in late. And I'll tell you what, that may come back even further. We'll see what the official call is. And Miles Hamilton got there on the initial stop, but we'll see what the flag is here.
Had a high snap too, which really, really slowed things down for the offense.
Yep, they're going to move him back. Here we go.
I would assume with the accepted penalty that the down would still be the same.
I want to say that was probably holding. So the repeat second down, ball going to get moved back inside the 25-yard line of the Badgers. So again, the positive play essentially wiped away here. Marsikowski looking to pass, little screen, it's dumped off, it's caught. I'll tell you what, there's not much there. Solid defense by the Hawks.
Just a footing, just not able to get good footing. They're on the cutback.
Leroy Scales in there double way, the sophomore, to make the tackle.
And again, I will say this. This is the right idea, kind of get this defense off track. But then also, when you get that football, got to be able to just go right upfield. Just too much zigzagging with the football.
Well, 3rd and 14. This looks familiar if you're the Badgers. They've been behind the sticks essentially the entire time, trying to take a shot down the field, and it's incomplete. Out of the reach of the intended receiver, that was Chase Wardle, and another 4th and long, and that means another punt for this Badger offense.
Gonna see more of those passing attacks, but if you probably wonder, like, oh, where's the flag? Ball was out of the area, so you're not gonna get that.
That was not catchable. Hawken again will get another opportunity to try and squeak in another score on the scoreboard.
If the Badgers can somehow get this punt past the 35 of the Hawkins side, that would be a success.
It is a line drive. You're looking for a bounce here. And they're going to let this one roll. A double A like a clairvoyant that you are, inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Well, my friend, you spoke it into existence. I appreciate that.
Give yourself a chance. Give yourself an opportunity. We talked about it. Kyle, you've been on top of it. The first 2 drives on short field, the last drive started at the 42.
Yep.
So you only have to go 58 yards to score. So give your, it's not a, perfect scenario, but it's progress.
And again, it's something we've seen so far pretty actively in this first quarter. It's been great starting field position for the Hawks, of course, and just it's been able to lead to 2 back-to-back touchdown drives here to open this ball game. It's a 13-0 game with under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter, and still pretty good field position. If you could start around the 35, you feel pretty solid about that double A, but nevertheless, if you're Berkshire, man, the offense, they had a positive play, and then holding call pulls back. They just can't get anything after that. And it just seems like there's a block for the Badgers on the offensive end.
Absolutely. We talked about it even on CVC TV. For those watching on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network, you've been seeing the high school football these last couple weeks, all about momentum, right? It's like the stigma from last week, just kind of carry. And Hawken does not allow you to recover from mistakes.
No.
Too much speed, too many playmakers on their side of the field. They will not allow you to recover from those mistakes.
Well, they've been firing on all cylinders to start this game as Moorhead to get in that shotgun. 2 wide at the bottom of your screen. 1 man in motion. This Greenberg handoff Obey up the middle. This time Obey gets maybe a yard.
And there you go. You're talking about flipping the field. Finally get decent field position. And as a defensive player, when you have good field position, you have room. Like, okay, we can settle in and lock down, on this offense.
3rd and short now, Moorhead Company. Haven't faced too many of these at this point. Looking to pass, going to take a shot. He's got a receiver cutting through. It's Mallon, and it's caught. Mallon inside the 20, and he's in. Blink of an eye, 60-yard touchdown pass from Moorhead to Mallon. The score now 19-0, and Hawken has come to play here on Friday Night Football.
You knew at some point Charlie Mallon, 3-year starter, absolute stud. You knew at some point he was going to make a big play. A beautiful route, just got right past the defender. And the last thing you want if you're a defender, especially safety, is to let a receiver get behind you, being skates. That's what happened. Moorhead will make you pay.
Oh, my goodness. What a beautiful throw and catch. 2 young men that have been around each other for a long time. That kick is up, and it is good. 20-0 to score. 23 seconds to go in this first quarter. It has been all Hawken so far tonight here. And from Gates Mills, Ohio. What an impressive start. And speaking of impressive starts, if you're looking to break into the exciting world of broadcasting, film, or digital media, the Ohio Media School here in Cleveland offers hands-on training in TV and radio broadcasting, audio production, sports broadcasting, and more. Their real-world approach, taught by industry professionals, ensures your job ready in just about 8 months. Located conveniently over in Valley View, their Cleveland campus is your gateway to a rewarding career in media. Visit beonair.com to start your journey today.
So think about this Hawken team here, Kyle. Returning from last year, 3 of their top receivers. Obviously, the starting quarterback, Donovan Moorhead. The entire linebacking core. course, a couple of DBs returning as well. And as we mentioned before, several 3-year starters all returning. Just think about the load of experience that Hawken brings to the table on all sides of the football.
This team is definitely one to look out for in the CVC this football season as the kickoff is back. Miller again all the way back to take this, and he will. Gonna try and make a play and put a spark in. I'll tell you what, Hawken all over the return. Just nowhere to go. And misspoke, that was Wardle who had the ball and just could not find an opening. And the ball all the way back on their own 19, 20-yard line, Double A. That's not where you need to start right now for the Badgers.
100%. And, you know, but here's the thing. I thought the last drive, I thought Berkshire had signs of positive momentum. Just signs. You know, start attack, go upfield again, and those screens, do something there to get positive plays. Do not go on chase mode immediately.
No, trips to the top of your screen as Barsikowski and company try to figure this defense out from Hawken that has played fantastic in this first frame tonight. Miller on now his right hip. There'll be a hand to Miller. He tries to break to the outside, pulled and swung out of bounds. Solid defense.
Get more speed. You cannot mess around with this defense because you're going to have a linebacker, a stud linebacking crew coming right at you.
Well, yeah, you can take your pick. Essentially, the litter of any of these guys down there is. The clock sitting at 8 seconds. We'll get one more play off, throw to the outside. It is caught near the 30-yard line. Tell you what, positive play near a first down for Berkshire. And if you're going to end the quarter on a good note, that's one of them there, just getting the ball forward. And they'll have a chance for a 3rd and short coming up on the other side of this quarter change and the field change here.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right, Kyle. It's like getting that positive momentum. You need those. You need those positive plays. You're going to need your playmakers, if you're the Badgers, to really, really step up right now because the Hawks, they are all over everything right now.
It's been an eventful first quarter. And last week it was back and forth to the very end when Jefferson pulled away from Chagrin Falls in our opening contest. Tonight, it has been all Hawken. 20-0 as we head into quarter number 2. You mentioned Hawken coming off an impressive win last week, 33-6. Cleveland Central Catholic. And Berkshire, the offense last week looked like they were really clicking and figuring things out. But tonight, this Hawks defense, stout to say the least.
Well, and Obi was one of those guys who set the tone immediately. Literally the first play, getting that huge tackle for loss. It's like, this is going to be a different ball game. They're going to come after you.
All right, back underway, 3rd and short. Just the best opportunity that the Badgers have had to try and get a first down. They haven't got one yet in this ball game. Barsikowski, the snap comes a little early, bounces off his helmet, he keeps it, rolls out, net ball still going through, trying to find an opening. Barsikowski still on his feet and eventually gets torn down.
You applaud the effort, from the quarterback.
Well, he made it difficult to get him, but I'll tell you what, great job on the side. I think that was Wright that eventually got in there and made the stop.
But obviously, clearly not ready for the snap. Wonder, obviously, what went wrong, and that's something you're going to have to discuss. And, again, just the mistakes are adding up for the Badgers. And the Hawks, we talked about, field position again.
They're going to get this one around midfield, most likely.
Yeah, this is going to be short field.
It's been tough sledding so far for the offense. They finally built some momentum again, and now got to punt this ball through. Line drive near the sideline. Takes a good bounce for the Badgers. That's going to be big as it rolls all the way inside the 40. We'll stop at about the 35-yard line.
Well,
so a good punt. I mean, hey, from where you were, punting from your own 5, you'll take that.
And I don't blame the returner either, just letting that go. If the angles aren't favorable, just go. Your offense is proven
Well, also no need to press. You're up 20 to nothing at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to let that ball roll and just start from where you are. Take more time off the clock if you can if you're the offense. Or you can throw another 70-yard bomb. We'll see what happens.
You could. You could. Again, you look at the skill position. The one concern that Hawken had coming into the season, a young, line up front. But
you've seen them be able to kind of circumnavigate that, if I can use a big word, kind of, with being able to dump off the short plays. Then you set up the big play, obviously, to Mal at the last drive. But the short plays, the runs, really just building confidence as Obe runs up the middle, still on his feet, still trucking through. Obe can't go down, eventually gets to midfield. 15 yards.
That was a hard-working, blue-collar 15-yard run there. And the thing that's impressive, and I said it earlier in the game, notice, how huge his steps are when he's running the football. So, every couple of steps, that's 4 to 5 yards that he's gaining just because he has wide strides running the football. And he's also pretty strong, too.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah, breaking some tackles.
That's a fair assessment. Obe having a solid evening tonight. Moorhead again looking to pass. Another shot down the middle. That one's caught. Mallet, he's got room. Mallet cuts right side, gets the first down. Miller got there on the stop, but not before Mallet was able to use those feet and get another first down for the Hawks.
And again, defensively, who do you account for? I mean, obviously you got Mallet, and then, you had Greenberg on the flat. You got a couple other players like, Tommy Wright. He had a big drive earlier in the game. Who do you account for?
You know what this offense kind of reminds me of a little bit? Remember 2 years ago with Perry?
Exactly.
When they made that run to the state championship. You didn't know where to start when it came to obviously good quarterback play, the receivers, the running game. Everything was so full.
Yeah, they had weapons all over the field.
Handoff, Obe inside. This time he's met by a host tackler. Still stays on his feet. Got another 2 yards when he could have went down.
I have to imagine, however many yards Obi has right now, the pass was a tad bit short. Again, credit for effort, but Mallet, recognizing where the pass was going, beat the DBs, came back to the football, and completed the big play. Smart football players all across the board.
Well, we knew we were going to see tackles for loss.
Football players all across the board.
Well, we knew we were going to see tackles for losses. We knew we were going to see rushes. We knew we were going to see rushing yards.
You need some kind of positive momentum. There needs some kind of positive momentum. There it is. And the senior leader, one of the senior leaders on defense, for the Badgers, 5'8", 165 pounds, so got right through it and did not let Moorhead go.
Kept a hold on that jersey until he was able to spin him down. And for the first time in this ball game, Hawken behind the sticks here, but still deep in Berkshire territory.
Linebackers must communicate with the defense.
Play called dead before. Wonder what was the issue here. Didn't see a signal for a timeout or anything like that. And we may not know.
Okay.
And I guess, hey, like it never happened. We're back.
Well then.
If there was a sub maybe that they wanted to get in, or
sometimes with those, maybe it's a sub, maybe it could be a uniform thing. Who knows?
Well, when the PA announcer says, "Okay, well here we go," then you don't know what was going on at that point. But
except when I was doing PA announcer, I said that after every play.
Handoff, Obe right side, trying to cut through, get some of those yards back. He
ball
lost the ball,
down.
And I think Moorhead actually fell on that.
Yeah, I believe so, Kyle.
Yeah, that was heads up play from the quarterback. I tell you what, in that situation, you don't usually expect your quarterback to be the one to be there, but good job by Moorhead to follow the play, and he keeps possession. That could have been big here in this first half if the Badgers were able to force a turnover.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even realize initially the ball hit the turf. But think about these last couple of moments here. You had, Fultz making that big play in the backfield, and then now you had the fumble, and all of a sudden, there's an opening here.
Yeah, so third and about 18 yards for Moorhead. Good look. Backpedaling, using those feet. Throws, it is caught in stride, cuts through inside into the end zone, close. Flag comes in late. Maybe a face mask. That's usually what would happen through there, but what a catch and run. I think that was Colby Batista who caught the ball across the middle.
Yeah, one of the subs. He is going to find a target anywhere on the field. And even after 2 successful defensive plays, the Hawks again doing damage.
The score now 26-0 as Hawken has been able to lay it in this first half. Snap hold is good. Kick is on the way. It is up and it goes through. So with 6:44 to go in this first half, 27-0. Hawken leads Berkshire right here on CVC TV.
You got a Hawks team, and the first thing that stands out, obviously the speed. The second thing, they're smart. And here's the thing, and we talked about this on the broadcast, you know, our 3 years together. How critical is it to be multi-sport athletes? Not saying like that's the end-all, be-all, but, you know, what we talked about at Cleveland.com, it's like, dude, you know, we've seen them play basketball. We've had his games. You know, the safeties, they play lacrosse. They, you know, they're involved with basketball. They're involved with track and field. You know, a couple of these guys are in wrestling. So you are seeing here guys who are fast. The conditioning, as you mentioned, Kyle, at the beginning, is on point. Just stud athletes and smart athletes on the field that even if they make one mistake, they're going to make you pay.
They really have. Both sides of the football playing so solidly right now for Hawken. Going to return here. It's Wardle again. He'll cut back left, trying to find room, and just not a lot going on. Going east to west has not led to much success tonight for the Badgers.
I hate that. You know, just getting 2 or 3 plays in a row of positive plays. You know, just getting 2 or 3 plays in a row of positive plays in a row. That does not happen all game.
Yeah, they get a few yards, and then there's a penalty or there's an issue or a tackle for a loss that pulls them back. The defense showed some life in that last drive, even though, you know, Hawken was able to get into the end zone again. They were forcing some negative plays and just showing some positive notes. So can the offense take off of that?
Well, which one of these receivers is going to demand the football? Going to say, hey, I want the ball right now.
Throw outside. That one is caught. That was senior Luke Stutt, his 4th catch of the night, near the first down marker.
Glad he's okay there, of course. It's tough being a chain game, of course, there. Could be the right place, right time. But that's the start right there. Like, hey, let's start demanding the football. Let's get after it here. Be aggressive.
Yeah, Stutt 4 catches for 28 yards. He's been the go-to. See Cam Beam out there as well. Number 12, Luke Stutt has been the receiver. Handoff on the inside. That's Miller who gets the first down. And yes, if you're wondering, that is the first down of the game.
Unreal.
For the Badgers with 5:45 to go in the first half.
And there's a reason why we have not mentioned Oliver Miller much. It was because when you have this deficit, you know, hard to call running plays, obviously.
They haven't really run that many plays in general, Double-A. They've been off the field so quick on the offensive end. This is the first time we can say they're starting to have the beginnings of a drive here. Borsakowski going to take a shot down the middle, over the head of the intended receiver. That was Wardle. And Stutt over there, too.
And you're just not seeing, at least from afar, you know, we don't know the names of the plays or anything like that, but you're just not seeing a clean operation between all 11 players on this offense, even from the, you know, from miscommunication with the snap, you know, quarterback, receivers not being on the same page, just not consistent.
Throw inside, that one is caught. The near official ruled it a catch and is calling for it. Yeah, so that's a solid play by Beam to just lay out and make that. So it's a gain of about 5 to 6 yards here. So instead of 3rd and long, it's 3rd and manageable.
The near official here is convinced that it was incomplete.
The other official had the good view of seeing the receiver. They're all waving it off.
Yeah, the near official here that's on our side here ruled it incomplete. The officials on the field ruled it complete, and now they're discussion.
And they're, I think, going to honor it. And they will give it to him. So 3rd and about 4 will stay.
Of course, again, no replay until the state final.
Because Barsakowski, another shot. That side, diving leg. Did he make the play? I think he did. What a catch on the far sideline by Stud. He's going to move the chains near midfield, and for the first time in this game, the Badgers got some momentum on offense.
Yeah, and a great route, too. And again, letting the quarterback just operate, give him just enough time to throw that football and just roll.
Appreciate that. Short little play on the left side. Dump off and a minimal gain for Brady Wadsworth.
See, that time they tried what I suggested earlier, was just like, hey, sneak in a counter or two. But the speed of the linebackers and the defensive line to identify their guards, they were right on it.
That they were. Throw. Barsakowski's got a receiver. Oh, he snuck it in there and it's caught.
Wow.
Perfect placement. That was Miller who made the catch, and another first down, and the Badgers driving down the field.
And you're going to say, yeah, this is the offense that you saw against Harvey a week ago. Building that positive momentum, something they haven't been able to do all game so far.
Playing more free now. 1st and 10. Ball inside the Hawken 40-yard line. This is the first time that the Badgers have been able to get into Hawks territory. Barsakowski feeling the pressure, going to throw, deep pass, far sideline, up. Oh, it was in the hands and incomplete. A great defense on the far side. Lashinger able to smack that ball down and away.
Yeah, he did a great job there right at the end, swatting the ball down. Now, again, this is important, of course, because if it gets to that 30-point difference in the second half, you're going to have a running clock. So this drive is also important for the Badgers to get the score.
They want to try and get back into this game. Throw, middle, caught, Beam. He cuts up the middle and then gets a first down. Ball comes out late. It squirts over the left side. That one in and out of the hands. Flag comes in late. That could be some pass interference, maybe. Maybe there was some defensive holding there. Throw was to Chase Wardle, the senior, and he just couldn't corral it. Had it in his hands for a moment.
Yeah, Tommy Wright was very aggressive defense. Of course, Hawken doesn't agree, obviously, with that call. That's critical, though.
Just trying to get some yards back here if you're the Badgers.
And it makes up for the fumble.
Yeah, well, that should move him past the first down marker, and it will be a first down for Berkshire. 3.5 minutes to go and some change in this first half, and the Badgers driving, trying to get on that scoreboard. Barsakowski having a great drive throwing the football.
Again, this team scored 28 points in the quarter.
Pitch outside. That was Babel, number 28 with the carry.
Going to have a late flag that's going to be against the offense, Kyle.
Well, again, with multiple officials signaling different directions, so it's...
Yeah. That happened again, actually.
Yeah, got the backline official signaling it was against Hawken. I think maybe they just picked it up because they took the gain. Gave Babel about 4 yards on that carry. So just like that, the laundry disappears.
Yeah, again.
2nd and about 6. Barsakowski handing off inside. That was Wadsworth. He's going to lower his big shoulder and try to get down. Wadsworth down to near the 15-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down.
And this time, Wadsworth able to get that, was able to turn up field. And you see the difference. These players are able now to turn up the field a little bit and gain those extra few yards, those yards that Hawken was getting for most of the game.
3rd and short. Big drive for Berkshire here. Warzakowski in that shotgun. Going to throw. Got a receiver. It's caught. Breaking through. That was Studd again, who got inside the 10-yard line. Down to about the 5. So a good catch by Studd. 9 yards. 1st and goal.
And the DB's laid off there a little bit there. So, again, creating a high percentage, an efficient drive, getting down the field. Finally, again, getting in the red zone for the first time. Opportunity to score.
6 catches, 50 yards for Studd. A couple of those coming on this drive. Handoff, Wadsworth. There's a flag that comes in late, and that's behind the line, so that could be holding, and that could be a tough blow to what's been a solid drive for the Badgers here to close out the second quarter.
Yeah, the officials are in uniform on that call with the holding.
Well, they've been in uniform the entire game.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. With their shirts on.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah. I'm not one to judge. But
and the baseball caps, they've made those. Of course, there's situations where you don't have the baseball cap on. That means something bad happened.
We'll dive into that at halftime.
That's right. A streaming exclusive.
Now the ball back in the 14-yard line. Warzakowski throwing middle. That ball short. Looking for Wadsworth.
That was a little bit in the traffic, too. That was an interesting decision. Yeah. But you see how the penalties are impacting this team.
Yeah, Warzakowski unofficially tonight 11 of 17 for 83 yards. A lot of short completions, but this drive he's been able to really tighten up, make some plays with that arm. No official rushing attempts yet for number 9. Rolling, Warzakowski throws. Ooh, that was close. Stutt near that goal line. That was great pressure and about a step or two away from that being intercepted. Tight window, but nevertheless lived to fight another down. And that down happens to be, it should be 4th, I believe, but we'll see. They're going to call it 3rd now.
Obviously 4-down territory, of course, for this team.
Warzakowski going to roll out to his right, throwing, looking for the end zone. It's intercepted. Charlie Mallett caught a touchdown, and he picks one off right in the front of the end zone. They had to take a shot, and Mallett with a huge play on defense. The momentum sucked out of the drive by number 3 in red.
Impressive. And these DBs, give, but there have been a couple instances in that drive where they have got it a critical swipe. And this time in position, Mallett perhaps moved himself to the top of the player of the game leaderboard.
Well, I apologize. I misspoke here as the ball's down at the 1-yard line. So, this is going to be tough for this offense. They've been able to make plays, but this is exactly where you don't want to be if you're an offense pretty much anytime. So Moorhead's going to line up near the back of his end zone. Handoff. Obey inside, gets some yards. Obey breaks through. He's got a big gain. Obey still on his feet, still going through. Past the 25, down to the 30. 29 big yards. And Obey's fired up in this offense.
That is the best run we have seen all season so far. And I dare to say perhaps the best run you'll see on Rock Entertainment all weekend. To go out of the goal line situation, to drive right down the field, incredible.
74 yards unofficially to now in the night for Obey. Moorhead going to throw, dump off. That one's complete to Obey. Little screen pass. He's out of bounds near the 40.
I mean, to go back to that run, think about it. You're in shotgun at the goal line, at your own goal line, which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. But it's 2025. And to get to get that carry.
It's a quick handoff. You're just trying to get a few yards to get some space for your quarterback. Maybe they have some time to throw something out of there. And Obey just lowered his shoulder. He took 3 tacklers with him, 15 yards. Come with me. Why not?
And again, you had the blocking up front from the offensive line, opening things up again.
So 2nd down and short. Ball already near the 40. Moorhead looking to pass. Time steps up. He's under pressure. Moorhead spins through, still on his feet.
No way.
Taking a shot, right side, throwing it up, incomplete. Look for right on the sideline.
I don't believe that.
Tell you what, he is known as a pocket passer, but the ability to elude defenders, Donovan Moorhead kept that play alive as long as he could. Instead of a loss of maybe 20 yards, it's just an incomplete pass.
Wow. I mean, it's just incredible. Just incredible to get that thing going.
So it stays 3rd and short after the wild play.
Well, here we go. We got, minute 26, before half. So after all that, defense has one shot here to kind of get the stop and give their offense one more opportunity before halftime.
Upside. Top of your screen, Obey trying to cut through, trying to get that 1st down. And what a great job by the Badger defense. No dice. Back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down on the way, and you got to wonder, Coach Marino and company, I imagine you just go for this here.
You could. Want to see if the Badgers are going to call timeout. Yep, that's what they're going to do here. Minute 5. Call timeout. Give yourself an opportunity. Again, I am very curious if, they would go for it again, but you're up 27. Play the field position game and punt it off.
Well, speaking of opportunities, we have an opportunity for you, of course, to reach out to our friends at Alpha Animal Removal. Happy to welcome our friends back to the broadcast this year. If you have any unwanted guests in your home, you can contact Alpha Animal Removal. It is specialized in the humane removal of bats and the sealing of homes to prevent animal entry. They also clean, remove, and sanitize your attic and replace insulation there, too, after animals have infested. Of course, you can go to alphaanimalremoval.com. That's alphaanimalremoval.com to solve your bat problem. And if Adam West is in your attic,
that's a problem.
Don't call Alpha Animal Removal. Honestly, I'd call 911 because that wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. But no, they'll have you all covered, taken care of. If a bat somehow sneaks in your home, they'll safely get it removed.
We do have bats in Northeast Ohio. That is definitely a thing.
No, that's true. That's true. There have been some bats that flew into home at times in the past.
Never even seen a signal. I was surprised.
I missed it too.
Oh, early start there, and they got him to jump off sides.
Hawks did what they wanted to do there. Used the hard count. The student section.
Of course, the "you can't do that" chant, which I'm sure we'll hear a bunch of times, both during football and basketball season. And that's a big 1st down for Hawken. It was their first 4th down conversion attempt, and they converted it without even snapping the ball.
Devastating if you're the Badgers, because you had an opportunity. There was time. Get the ball back out of offense and drive down the field. The Hawks could put more points on the board right now.
5 wide spread here for Moorhead in that shotgun. Looking to pass. Takes a shot high and over the head of his intended target. Looking for Colby Batista. There was a host of tacklers all around. White jerseys littering the coverage there.
Well, I think one of the young kids down here at the sidelines was ready to make the play.
Tell you what. Be great.
Mm-hmm. They'll be on that field before you know it.
Oh, yeah.
Those young kids. Saw a bunch of young kids last week. I'm in Chagrin Falls. They had all their teams, honoring and stuff, like running off the field.
From like 3rd grade up. Yeah, it was amazing to see all the youth movement for all these teams. We know next week, too, we're going to be in Kirtland, and their youth program is phenomenal. Quick throw. Here comes Mallet. He's cutting upfield. Mallet past the 1st down marker, down to the 45.
Doing the job, of course, in every 30-point plus difference.
Touchdown or field goal. Either one.
Get a running clock, which is not good, obviously, if you're the Badgers. Less opportunity.
Want as much time as you can. Moorhead throws. Wide open on the left side. Past the 30. Cutting upfield and out of bounds. A solid run out there was Greenberg, who had a lot of space. Moray going to throw another quick pass outside. That one caught. Moray going to throw another quick pass outside. That one caught again by Greenberg. Past the 20, down to the 17.
But man, I'll tell you, a lot of room being given to these playmakers to get these completions.
6 different receivers have caught a ball in this first half too, spreading it around. We know obviously Mallet has the big touchdown, and he's over 100 yards, but everyone has been able to contribute.
Again, working the huddle. For those who don't know, that is a huddle. We still do those at times in football.
I'm glad you reminded us. Duff on the weak side, cutting through. Greenberg pushed out of bounds near the 10.
That's not good if you're the Hawks, because it looks like that's going to come back.
The flag coming late, and there it is on the near side here.
And Moorhead knew immediately that was a missed opportunity.
Maybe a late hold or a block in the back. Either way, a ball moving backwards, it looks like.
Well, you know, coaches talk about this all the time, and, the players know this too. These players, 3-year starters, they know, like, okay, the score is great, but it's going to be moments like these that are emphasized and film study that they're not going to like.
I'm sure, of course, you ask any coach, even in the big wins or close wins, losses, whatever, there's always something to grow from and to learn from in that tape.
Well, the cool thing Coach Amorino talked about is, like, I can lean on these experienced players. Like, they're going to identify the mistakes well before I get to it in this coaching staff. Like, they know. Like, it'll be Moorhead that's going to address that and some of the other top players.
24 seconds to go. Ball put back behind the 25 to the 26-yard line and a block in the back, and there's going to be a timeout taken by the Hawks to talk things over here.
And again, this is critical because of the potential running clock factor. If Berkshire can get the stop here, you're saving yourself a couple of possessions in the second half, potentially.
A huge moment. And again, I want to remind you folks, next week, once again, it's the big one.
It's the big one.
Every year you mark a calendar for week 3 because you know what's coming. Kirtland Perry going to be at the Hornets again this season. Excited for a matchup between two teams that are perennial state title contenders.
Yeah, we cannot wait. Of course, last year, hopefully we get better weather than the matchup we had last year. But we had an all-time thriller, 3 overtimes last year between two teams that won the state title a year ago. And this year, both of those teams have state title aspirations.
This one may too, as Hawken throws. It's Moorhead. He's got a wide open receiver, and it's in. Mallet was wide open across the field, and I'll tell you what, dominance in this first half from the Hawken Hawks. 26 yards for another touchdown.
They can do what they want, and what I like about this Hawks team is that they want to see each other succeed. They work hard for each other, and it doesn't matter who gets the football. You're going to see everyone block with the same effort and intensity every time.
33-0 the score. Play blown dead again. Flag comes in. Again, reference it against Berkshire.
I think encroachment.
Normally you let them play through and then you can accept or decline it, but they blew the play dead, which usually makes you think it's an offensive penalty, but no, they'll move the ball a yard closer and they'll re-tee it up here. Snap good, goal down, kick on the way, line drive is up. It is good. So Hawken has matched their total of last year's score against this team in the Badgers, but they did it in less than 2 quarters. 34-0.
Yeah, they did, Kyle, and just absolutely impressive all throughout. Like, there's been a couple of opportunities where it looked like things were going south, and then they just rebound. and again, I'll say this. Coach DeReese of the Badgers, that's a great football team over there. They have a great football team. We know what they can do offensively. They've just been beat up on defense these last couple of games, and I think a little bit of that, especially from the early start, where they didn't get things going, they're fighting within themselves in their head right now. You know, and that's why we're not seeing as much success on their side.
Last week it was one player. This week it's the entire offense because anyone can beat you. We talked about this multiple times with this Hawken Hawks offense. There's 4 or 5 different guys that can catch and run the football, and when you've got a D1 quarterback throwing it around. I mean, he's 6'5", 200 pounds, and has been starting for 3 years, now going in his 4th year. It's tough. It's a tough ask. That ball going to trickle out of bounds. 12 seconds. Now 11 seconds on the clock as we get what has been all Hawken in this first half.
Should be the penalty because they went out of bounds.
35 or the 40, I believe. And it will be the 35.
I know some coaches just say, like, hey, let's pack it in, go into halftime.
I think they may take a shot here.
You don't lose anything taking a shot right now.
Nothing to lose, everything in the game, but they will hand it off. Miller going to take the run, and Obey just tears him down the ball.
He almost took the ball away.
I thought it came out for a moment, but it didn't. Clock will continue to run, and that is how we go into halftime as Miller got a 4-yard gain, and the score at the half, 34-0. Hawken on top of Berkshire here on CVC TV. With that, we'll take a break, collect our thoughts, and get you ready for second half action as the Hawks have been dominant in the first 2 frames here on Chagrin Valley Conference TV.
Folks, if you're hungry or thirsty, the concession stand is open near the north side of the field where you enter. Concession being run today by the Hawken girls lacrosse team. I believe there's chili, drinks, and other warm food to eat.
Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Welcome to the 2025 halftime performance of the 2025 Berkshire Marching Badgers. The Marching Badgers are led on the field by student cohort commander Abby Sandisbo. It is under the direction of Mr. Matt Hansel, handsome assistant Mr. Sean Upper, and Badger head coach Jenny Huss. Tonight we bring you Hawken Hawks on our new show. Are you a hatchling of the 70s or 80s? Did this show on a ruffle your tail feathers? We lovingly call this one Dad's Playlist. Dad's Playlist starts with a hit hotter than the shorter length mullet director Mr. Hansel used to wear when riding around on his own steel horse, also known as the Hattie Wagon. When this song is playing, we are all bullet-wearing cowboys. Wave those talents to Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive. Badgers. With the classic Dad Smash hit, all about the owner of a dog kennel, collecting lost dogs off the street and training them to find happy new homes to live wonderful, fulfilling doggy lives. It's Metallica's Master of Puppies! Oh, excuse me, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I've just been informed the next song is in fact Metallica's Master of Puppets. Not puppies, puppets.
We haven't been there in years. And the kids collectively like some like beach and everybody gets high and feel like the last summer for hours before school starts.
We went to Florida. Got back on the 18th.
Yeah, we got back on Sunday. That's good. That'll be the family time. But yeah, so it's good. And getting out of school, get back in the routine. Everybody's, it's the weekend now, doing well. Like no major exercise here. He's having a good time this season, right? Still not next year. We have a number of he's a stereotypical teenager. No clue, interesting, I'm figuring out for a while, there's even weird, eventually, we drove down there, we'll drive by and see some North Carolina schools, or some Virginia schools. So, thank you for the video. So, the school is great for college. He's got a really good environment there. So he's kind of got some which is nice already. I'm doing virtual tours of certain schools. But not like, we don't know, which is fine. But we're still going to do much more. Just try to pick weekends. But yeah, it's crazy. It's a scene, like, just figure this out pretty soon, right? But it's always
Richmond Community College.
I told him that, so I'm like, well, they right down. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Okay. He's
Nowhere to go.
no, he's starting to look at schools in the summer. Like that's not this could be but and Grace Ann's like, no. So he didn't quite say it that way, but he's not worried about the ease of getting home. So he's totally ready to go away.
Isn't that window shut pretty soon?
Yes. For applications?
Yeah.
So they have, it's really only another month for early decision. Where you after, if you do an early decision, you're committed to one school that they select you. So that's shared in another month. If you don't want to do early decision and you can apply to a bunch of other ones, you still have to apply. I think you have to do like through October, so 2 maybe 3 months. That's not that long. So, anyway, he's having fun right now, but it's all like today. Like, I'm having fun today, which is a bad way to live right now with my so we'll see what happens. But, you guys doing all right? We're doing good. How's the summer?
Summer was good. It wasn't as good as well, it went well.
Was it 3 seconds? Yeah. What's the well, there's a place that I can
Back in live here at Walton Stadium, the score 34-0. The home Hawken Hawks leading the visiting Berkshire Badgers right here on CVC TV. Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alfred with you as always on the call tonight. And man, Anthony, just so much from Hawken in that first half to break down and dive into. In Berkshire, they had really gotten some momentum halfway through the first half. It seemed like they were starting to put some things together. They got deep down.
Yeah, in the second quarter, they were starting to put something together.
And then the interception happens. Charlie Mallett caught 2 touchdowns in that first half and had an interception. What an incredible first half for number 3 in red. But, man, I tell you, it just never seemed like the Badgers truly had momentum in that first half. Give a lot of credit to the Hawks.
It started with the first play of the game, basically, and it was a tackle for loss by Olby, and he set the tone defensively. Everybody here at the stadium, we were talking at halftime, everybody's talking about him as a running back threat, what he's been able to do, not only just in the backfield, but also when he gets the ball in the passing attack. He's been incredible. Every single playmaker, I think you mentioned 6 guys received the football from Donovan Moorhead, has been absolutely incredible. You know, Tommy Wright, you know, all these other guys. I mean, just absolutely incredible.
It's been truly phenomenal to watch this Hawken team work, and we talked about Moorhead, of course, going to Jacksonville State next fall. Excited for his journey beyond this, but still a full high school season to play. It's one of the things he announced his decision end of July.
Yeah.
July 29th is when the official announcement came down the pike, and we've watched this young man now for the better part of now 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Including this one, and it shows. 6'5", 200 pounds, can throw one of the best spirals in all of the CVC and all of Northeast Ohio, and he's heading out to greener pastures once it's all said and done.
This is one of these matchups you talk about, like, you know, when you have teams that are so experienced, when they're loaded with several 3-year starters who you know, you get to a point where Coach Marino doesn't have to lay into the guys a little bit. They're going to do it themselves. They might be overly critical. These are the type of matchups against a really good Badger football team. Like, this is a great team.
They've just ran into some tough situations the first few weeks here. Obviously, last week, getting scored on, it was essentially one player that just let them up in that game against Harvey. And now this week, facing a team like Hawken that's just so well put together, so much experience, all the skill players, quarterback, the defense playing at such a high level. Tough ask for the Badgers. And now Hawken gets the ball to start this third quarter. It was Wright who got the ball out to near the 30-yard line. This may actually be some of the worst starting field position Hawkins had all night.
I think so. I actually think it is. But
and there it is. There's the drone. I was waiting. I didn't see it earlier.
It made a brief appearance in the first half, like very brief.
Okay.
But now it's
like Haynes brief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very ready to go. I think our producer Pete was telling us that it depends on the home stadium, or the home school of like the drone use.
This Moorhead will start the drive, and there's a flag. It's a false start. They'll move 5 yards back.
That is the not ideal way to start the third quarter.
The very few times that this group has been behind the chains, though, literally the last 2 times, they threw touchdown passes. So, I mean, you're kind of in a situation where even when things go wrong, they somehow go right.
True, but as a coach, you don't want to hear that.
No.
You don't want to hear that at all.
You don't want to be behind it at all. You want to make sure you keep the laundry off the field. Dump off pass to Obey. He'll cut upside or on the sideline near the 30-yard line.
You know,
get those yards back.
I'm sorry, Kyle. You know, he does some of the little things really, really well. You know, quickly switching the football to the outside hand, to protect the ball. He immediately cuts upfield every time. You know, he's received the football on the flat. He's doing a phenomenal job. This is presence out there. You got to think twice before you make the tackle.
Yeah, Moorhead tonight, 15 of 18, 240 yards and 2 scores. Amazing game for number 12. So hand off to Obey, who's also having a great game. Obey turns upfield. He turns the Jets on and gets near midfield. Gene Obey, 22 yards, big gain for the senior.
And credit to Miles Hamilton, number 52, the center, who was able to get a good kick-out block to open up the pocket for the tailback to get going. And that's also been a critical story. Hawken, offensive line and defensive line, have owned this matchup here tonight.
Yeah, Obey maybe a carry or 2 away here from a 100-yard night. He's at 96 unofficially on the ground after that huge 22-yard run. And again, just 8.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. And this Hawken Hawks offense taking their time. They've been able to do whatever they've wanted on the offensive end the entire game tonight.
But this is where you want all these plays to be executed to top shape.
Handoff inside, gain of maybe 3 yards. That's Lassinger, who was able to take the carry, get some more positive yards here. Third down and short on the way.
Good job by Babel making the tackle. Got to see more of those, obviously. And there's been opportunities, again, a third down opportunity here, Kyle, where if this defense could get the stop. But, man, the amount of third down conversions that this Hawkins team has converted off the charts tonight.
It's been impressive, just the ability to convert essentially any down or distance at any length. Moorhead throws inside, it's caught right with a great catch on a comeback down near the 35-yard line. 8 yards and a first down.
Donovan Moorhead does an unbelievable job quickly going through his progression. That was had to have been either the second or third option, and he just turned right to him and made that play. Just incredible.
He turned right to him. I see what you did there. Good job, Double A.
Thank you.
Even when it wasn't intentional, I'm still proud of you.
Thank you. Save that on the tape, Pete.
We will. Absolutely. First down for the Hawks. The 35-yard line of the Badgers, driving again downfield. Moorhead leading the way. He just eclipsed 250 yards passing. Little short dump off to Obey. He's got room. Obey full head of steam, right sideline. Still on his feet, dragged down near the 15-yard line. Near a 20-yard gain for Kene Obey.
And barely touched on the entire route. Barely touched. And one of the guys that made the critical blocks was Mallett. You know, again, when you don't get the football, it's very easy to take that play off if you're a skilled player. And, you know, Mallett and Tommy Wright and others, when they don't get the football, they're still out there blocking their behinds off.
And the game that Obey's having, 12 carries, 96 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's got 4 catches for 60 yards, too.
He's a threat in the backfield.
And a couple tackles for loss as well. He's been all over the field tonight. Even threw a pass at one point for 22 yards.
The camp report was that both of their tailbacks were able to catch the football in the backfield.
You've seen that with Greenberg and Obey. There is Kene. He works right side. Cuts back in. Great feet.
Again, just want to remind everyone that it is the third quarter.
They meant second half. That's why they did that. Handoff, Obey, right side, almost got down inside the 5 to maybe the 2. It's another first down for Kene Obey. Get him about 9.
Yeah, again, just another incredible run. And it's been the story throughout the entire game.
So first and goal, 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter again. Running clock situation, the game over, 30-point difference. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter again. Running clock situation, the game over, 30-point difference. And no matter, the Hawks are able just to drive down the field here. Obey again. Now moving to the right hip of Moorhead. There'll be a hand. Obey working left side, still trying to churn his legs forward. And Badger defense with a good stop there of Obey. One of the few times tonight they've been able to stand him up and not let him get any forward progress.
He kept his legs going, too. He was like, I'm going to try to get this forward progress. I'm going to try. Just didn't happen. The defense held their own there.
Yeah, he may have been able to lean forward for a yard, maybe, but great job by the Badger front. And now we're at this point, Double-A, pride is the big thing for this Berkshire team. We know they're a playoff team from last year. They're a good team. But again, just 2 buzzsaws back-to-back weeks to open this season. Tough ask for anyone in the CVC.
Yeah, but you are right, though. It is pride, right? You know, it's just get the stop. And you got 3 more plays here in this third quarter to have the opportunity to get the stops.
Moorhead again. Get the handoff and around, and a great tackle on White in the backfield. Solid job. That was Miller who got back there and made the stop. Quiet night because he hasn't hit the ball too much.
Mm-hmm.
But now third and goal and a long goal.
That's what you want to see, though. But how many times have we said that? You know, they've had a play here or there, and then, you know, the Hawks every time. Big third down. We haven't even talked about, like, much fourth down situations, but a big third down, they're able to get the score. But this is what you want again, just that pure execution. Again, you know, close things out here. You got the big matchup next week against Gilmore. So get that touchdown on the board, obviously.
Moorhead looking, throwing, middle, taking a shot. It is caught. Touchdown. Oh, Mallett caught another one. His 3rd touchdown reception of the night. This one for 9 yards. Unbelievable.
And a great throw again by Moorhead, utilizing his size. And that's a tough throw to make, too. Just getting, you know, the receiver behind, you know, the back of that end zone. The ball had to be placed perfectly. And Donovan Moorhead made that happen. Of course, Mallett making the catch.
7th catch of the night for Mallett. He's got nearly 150 yards and 3 scores. Flag comes in. What a night for Charlie Mallett, too. He's got an interception on the defensive end, too. And it was the only drive that the Badgers had when they moved down inside the red zone. And he intercepted it on their own 1-yard line. Then offensively, you see it now on the field. Big blocks, too, for his teammates. Charlie Mallett's been a name we've talked about for a couple years now. One of the better skill players.
He shows up big every time we have him on CVC TV.
So impressive as that extra point is good. 41-0 to score here from Walton Stadium. The home Hawken Hawks leading the visiting Berkshire Badgers here on CVC TV. And of course, the presenting sponsor for us here at CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Drs. Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They handle everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction for all of your oral surgery needs. Visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. Also want to thank our friends over at Greeny Sports Cards, Northeast Ohio's largest buyer and seller of sports cards. Looking to buy yours, by the way, whether you have a few cards or a storage unit, set up an appointment through their website, greenysportscards.com. Always buying, always selling Greeny Sports Cards.
Want to remind our fans as well, for those watching live here on CVC TV, this game is going to be on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network tomorrow at 11 a.m. Channel 22.1 over the air. On Spectrum Cable, Channel 979. Get to watch this matchup among a ton of high school football coverage on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Again, thankful for those over at Gray Media, Dan Gilbert Company as well, putting our games on Rock Entertainment Sports Network.
Greatly appreciated now as Badgers will get their first possession, believe it or not, of this second half, and it comes with less than a minute to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, we just want to make clear, too, it is the third quarter. Unable to, in this arena or stadium, make the quarter change. But you see it correctly on our screen.
Like I said, they're doing halves, they're not doing quarters now.
There you go.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
See, they should just, back in the day, they used to call it the first period, second period. It's like you watching Magic Johnson, like, oh, that's the end of the third period.
The handoff up the middle, no dice.
That's
Miller,
been the whole game, Kyle.
And I'll tell you what, you're right, Double A. He has not been able to get anything going. Only his fourth carry of the night. Maybe got a yard out of that.
If that.
Yeah, other than the tackle for loss, it's been tough sledding for Oliver Miller and company. And with that, third quarter comes to an end. 41-0 is the score. Hawken on top. But the visiting Berkshire Badgers here on CVC TV. Mentioned big matchup next week for Hawken. Gilmore. It's always a big rivalry game with those two teams, and Gilmore has had the number for a little while, but tell you what, this Hawks team this year, something maybe a little different.
You know, the beauty of high school football, sometimes, your team is probably going to finish at its normal spot, but when you have a good combination of seniors, you have a great combination of leadership, you have the experience, you have the skilled players. You mentioned a good comparison to Perry Pirates a couple years ago, these last couple years, where they have skilled players, stud playmakers across the board. I see that. I think we're on the same page. We see that with this Hawken team. And this is the type of team that if they do things the right way throughout the season, they could make a strong playoff run.
I would not be surprised at all to see this team in those talks. You mentioned, we talked about it, Perry is a very good comparison just because there's no weaknesses. Even the line, some younger guys, but still making some plays. That one almost intercepted over the middle, incomplete.
Well, and that Perry team had a young line. Same deal with a young quarterback that's grew in the system.
Yep.
And you got the same situation here, where you got Donovan Moorhead. We were here a couple of years ago on that Saturday afternoon when Donovan Moorhead was starting against Trinity, and we have seen his growth every year.
It's always been impressive, of course, his dad is a coach over in Akron. Marskowski throwing in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. It's been that kind of night for the offense for Berkshire. Looking for stud. But, Joe Moorhead over at Akron, head coach. Mm-hmm. So he's got that pedigree. He knows. what to do, what not to do, and it's shown since he's been a freshman all the way now through to his senior season. Donovan Moorhead, who I'd imagine his night should be over, I would think.
Probably.
Though he's still holding a football, so you never know.
Of course, you got to take him out. He's not going to volunteer himself to come out.
So it's 4th and 9, and this normally be a situation where there would be a punt. Timeout going to be called by the Hawks out of just sheer wonder of what was going to happen from the Badgers.
Yeah.
A couple incomplete passes. Barsikowski on the night, by the way, if you're wondering, 11 of 21, 83 yards and an interception. He had one really solid drive in that second quarter AA where it looked like maybe they were going to get points on the board, and then Mallett just dashed those hopes.
Yeah, and it was a couple of DBs, too, on that drive. You know, give, but a couple of plays where you kind of inched and kind of knew something big was going to happen. And that was the backbreaker, too, because remember, if the Badgers would have scored, it would have been a 27-7 ball game. You would have not had a running clock, and you would have had an opportunity, but game just got away very quickly.
So it looks like they are going to go for this here as Barsikowski rolls out to his left, throws, and it's intercepted.
That's a second interception,
That was
Kyle?
Mallett again. Oh, my goodness. Charlie Mallett having a remarkable game. The flag came in at some point. I couldn't tell if it was change of possession or if it was an actual flag. But it came after the interception, so we'll see what the official ruling is. But Charlie Mallett.
And he's just read it, Kyle.
I'll tell you what, I mean, it's been that kind of game for Mallett. 3 touchdown catches, 2 interceptions. Just don't see that too often anymore.
And I think we are going to get some subs here, Kyle.
And quarterback change too is number 16. He's heading out there for the Hawken Hawks. Tanner Brandt going to take the field.
How about it?
So getting some in-game action. Near 6 foot, 170 pound.
Sophomore.
Yeah, getting some work here. He's getting the Tanner Brandt chants from the student section below us.
Yeah, of course.
You love to see that.
Yeah. It's a good opportunity. Of course, I want to mention, too, believe it was confirmed on the CVC Media Days. Zach Mangini, number 58, part of that big family.
They just keep growing.
Of course,
see them all.
Former Browns head coach. FS1 analyst.
Tell you take these opportunities in droves if you're the second or third teamers out there getting a chance to get some reps in.
Well, for you, if you're the second team, this is a 0-0 ball game.
Right. You're going to call that, I believe, against the Badgers.
Want to mention as well, Chagrin Valley Conference Commissioner Dr. Don Lewis in attendance. The whole team's here as well in attendance. Got a chance to talk with them before the game. Very excited about all the stuff going on at Chagrin Valley Conference. We'll actually talk with one of them during halftime next week.
It's your annual talk.
Our annual State of the Union Chagrin Valley Conference interview. Halftime interview during Perry Kirtland next week. I believe I'll be conducting that interview.
Always fun to see you take center stage. Brandt fires the pass. That one's incomplete behind his intended receiver. That was number 18. That was Oster again, who had a catch earlier in the game.
Badgers, though, next week they're going to face Cardinal next week. And that's an opportunity for them to be able to rebound. I think it's going to be important for them to obviously get off to a strong start. They should have an advantage in terms of number of players on the team. Of course, this is Cardinal first year out of the CVC. Should be an interesting matchup, but a winnable matchup for the Badgers.
And if you're Coach DeWeese and company, you know this is not the norm. You just ran it, like you said before, to two really good teams. Good tackle behind the line there. Big number 73, Danny Tiller, one of those seniors that DeWeese was telling us about before the game. Maybe possibly see a field goal attempt coming up here from Joey Skozen, junior kicker.
But yeah, how do you had the big playoff run last season. Of course, even though this is a CVC game, this is not technically like an in-division matchup, I don't believe. So, like, you have opportunities to still improve here.
Snap down, kicking away. Field goal attempt is up. It is good. Skozen knocks through a 33-yarder. 44-0. The score now on a rare field goal on CVC TV. We see one go through the uprights.
There you go.
And the lead extends for the Hawks, who are going to improve to 2-0 this season. Off to a fantastic start, 33-6 in week one. This week looking like, unless the Badgers can mount a rally in this fourth quarter, a possible shutout. I can tell you what, Coach Chamarino and company got to be thrilled with the start for their football team.
Oh, 100%. And setting the tone early, and that's just one of those things that they had to do. You know, last year when we had this game, it actually was a close competitive game until the half.
Yes.
And, you know, they had a stud running back in Jordan last year, Hawken did, and they had a big play right before halftime, and the game opened up. This year, it was the Hawks saying, we're going to dominate up front on both sides of the ball. They got that early lead and have not let up.
Big kick and a go through the end zone for a touchback. Wardle was back there but wasn't going to get it. And just over 5.5 minutes to go in this ball game. For the Badgers right now, see, they still have Barsikowski come out, but I imagine just get some momentum. And he looks like he is going to jog onto the field, but get some momentum with the offense. Try to get some positive tape on moving into next week against Cardinal. You mentioned Double-A. That's a game that, for many stretches, could be a winnable one for Berkshire.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen any week, but you like your chances against Cardinal.
Well, again, it starts with drives like these. Like, you know, let's just figure out on tape. And it's for the coaches, too. Like, which plays going to work? And you go from there.
Barsikowski going to keep it. Surprised we haven't seen this more. A big run for Barsikowski. Left side, he's still on his feet and eventually goes out past the 45-yard line. He showed this last year, the ability to move with that football and get some running plays in the first downs. Focused heavily on the pass today. 21 pass attempts in this game. Surprised maybe we didn't see more of that earlier.
They're going to wave off the flag. You're 100% right, Kyle. Yeah. I think that's a big part. But you know what? I think part of the conversation was, I mean, that was the first time he's even reached second level.
He's never, that's his first rush attempt.
First rush attempt, but not even being able to reach second level.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Hawks defense said, no, you're not going to do all that.
Throw, dump off, over the head of his intended receiver. I believe that was Miller who ran around. And be second down on the way as we approach 4 minutes to go in the game.
So you probably figure this is probably the last drive of the game for the Badgers to be able to hurry up, get off the field, to get something good going.
This may be their last opportunity, Double-A. You're exactly right. Wardle and Beam at the bottom of your screen. Bullet pass in. That one's caught. Good job by Barsikowski. Big run through down past the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Oh, Stud again, who's had a pretty fantastic game statistically, his 7th catch.
Now, if you're the defense, again, we've got a lot of twos in right now. This is your welcome to varsity moment right now where, hey, you're going to get attacked. You got to figure out a way to, you know, get that containment yourself.
7 for 71 tonight for Luke Stud. Barsikowski throws over the middle. Got a receiver there. Oh, and it's intercepted. Couldn't hold on to the ball. And taken down. Had the ball in his hands. Lost it. Right place, right time. And Hawken with an exclamation point. Another forced turnover, the third of the game. And just no answer. What an incredible play down there for the Hawks. That was Jordan Black who came up with that ball double. It was in Stutt's hands. He just couldn't come down with it. Great defense.
When it rains, it pours.
Oh.
I mean, there's nothing else you could explain. I mean, man, that's a tough break because that was obviously a catchable ball. Any other night, that catch is made.
Just tough over the middle, too, trying to pull it in. Ball got caught out in the open, and he got smacked away. And right place, right time for Black, and he gets it.
And a great stand for the number 2s of this defense. You know, they were getting hit hard.
A couple plays there, yeah, it was going in that direction.
You just see, too, like how this Hawken team, you know, they support each other, you know, just straight through. And, you know, when that young man caught the interception, this entire sideline just erupted.
Well, you were thinking, hey, there's some momentum here. Badgers may go and score a touchdown and get some points on the board, but, man, just great defensive awareness in that secondary to knock the ball out of the hands. Again, Stutt had the catch.
Mm-hmm.
He had it. That almost may be a fumble just because he had the catch.
Yeah.
He took a few steps and just got the ball knocked out right into the hands of Jordan Black, and he was able to turn upfield and get a few yards. But you talk about right place, right time, great hands. And it's been that kind of story all game.
All game.
For the Hawks. They've just been in the right spot seemingly every single play.
Yeah, I'll say this too. I know people are like, oh, you know, you got to win games the right way. You know, championships are not won, you know, by luck. Yes, it is.
Well, it's definitely a
it.
factor. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely part of it. Is we tackle for a loss there as we approach 2 minutes to go in this ball game. It was Eric Pishek who got the carry there.
Yeah, we have a mass substitution.
Wow. It's like a line shift in hockey.
Uh-huh.
This is line 3 now.
Yeah. Moorhead's back in.
Which is a little surprising.
Looks like they might be in. Oh, yeah, 90 seconds left. Probably a victory formation.
Want him to do it. As they'll wait for the signal for 5 seconds on the game clock, on the play clock rather. There it is, and they'll take the snap here shortly.
Again, what a night. I mean, really. Again, the official will let them know, as Kyle just mentioned.
He put up to 5 before, but there it is. They'll take the knee. One in the hands of their star quarterback who had one of the better games you're going to see all season long. Moorhead 19 of 22, 281, and 3 scores on the night unofficially. What a game. For a young man who's going to be playing college football as a quarterback, looking forward to his journey beyond this season, but obviously a lot of work to do for this Hawken team this year.
I think they got big dreams about this season.
Oh, yeah.
I think, you know, you look at all the guys, all the leaders of this team, they got big plans for this year. And if they can maintain their discipline throughout and continue to get better, big things are ahead for them.
And that's going to be the final, 44-0. The score, a shutout here on CVC TV as the Hawks improve to 2-0. Berkshire falls to 0-2 on Chagrin Valley Conference TV. Anthony, your final thoughts on the game tonight, brother?
You know, not much. Honestly, again, you know, the game was won up front. You know, for Hawken on the offensive line and defensive line. You saw the difference there. And every playmaker on this team shined today. Offensively and then defensively, they all locked down. And I think for the Badgers, I think some of the stigma from last week's loss kind of got into their heads here this week. You know, once Hawken got ahead, the game got out of reach very, very quickly. Again, just remember, the Badgers are a great football team. They really are. They had a bad night at the office. It happens, but they're going to rebound. They got a great coach, and Coach DeRuiz and the entire coaching staff. And this this Hawken Hawks team, Kyle, this is a special team that we
Special
saw
group.
tonight.
One side, of course, going to love this. The other side, I think this is one of those times where you just say, hey, you know what? That game maybe didn't happen. We're not going to talk about that too much. But nevertheless, did happen on our airwaves tonight. The final score, 44-0. The Hawks get the win, and the crowds are jumping around right now. We're jumping into this long Labor Day weekend. We'll see you guys next Friday. Big matchup, Perry and Kirtland. Going to be fun.
By the way, for those who have never seen this matchup
Oh,
on
my
Rock
goodness.
Entertainment Sports, you're in for a treat next weekend. So stay tuned.
It'll be very fun. But until then, guys, have a great night. For Double A, myself, our entire crew and staff, we wish you a happy Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you next time at Kirtland High School. Have a great night, folks.
Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.